Yes.
So happy to be here. So happy to hear from Vrndavan. All the
Close.
Radhe.
Is that good?
Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Mahavandhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Divashe Namaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. First of all, I'd like to offer my heartfelt Puspanjali to the lotus feet of my, as one of the speakers said, can't remember who, my life and soul, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And it's true, my life and soul. He's, as you would say in one aspect, he's my spiritual father. That is eternal. I am his spiritual daughter. That is eternal. And I'm as aspiring to become his Satsishya, which I am not yet. I'm not even a Sishya yet, not even a disciple, but I'm aspiring to become a disciple that he will become proud of and happy to see, not kind of embarrassed of. Even though we did a lot of service, we were a bit embarrassing, coming from being a worm and stool, a dancing white elephant, a forest monkey. This is what Krishna gave to Srila Prabhupada to engage in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Nice to see you. Jai. So, let's see, where was I? Yes, So I am aspiring, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada's mercy incarnation also, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my beloved Shiksha Guru, Bhajan Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I just want to tell one little pastime that I had with Srila Gurudev that kind of continues on from what Nemi Maharaj was saying about how they're kind of like one. One time I was in Russia, and I was at the house of one Ashutosh Prabhu. This is in Moscow. And Srila Gurudev had just done a program in, I forget the name of the place, but it was right outside of Moscow. And he had come to Moscow to fly back to probably India or to Europe, I can't remember where. And Tugavijadidi and I had gone ahead to clean the house where he was going to stay, which was quite unusual. We won't get into that. But anyhow, and so I was there, and Srila Gurudev was sitting on the sofa, and I was sitting next to him on the sofa. He was very amazing like that. He would always call me his little sister, because he always wanted me to understand, and I also felt that he was my big brother, but Srila Prabhupada is my father. He is my life and soul. But then he was joking with me, and he loved to joke with me, and he was kind of pushing me, because I was in ISKCON Los Angeles for 17 years, trying to serve Srila Prabhupada there. And in time, the Radha Krishna deities became Rukmini and Dwarkadis. Prabhupada didn't really want to do that, but anyhow, he did it for someone who was very anxious for them to become that, because it was New Dwarka, it was on the ocean, and this is what happened. So Gurudev was poking me, you serve Rukmini, yeah, you were in Dwarka, like this, And I was like, whoa, And then he got very serious. He said, did you ever get to joke with your Guru Maharaj like this? And I said, no, but I always wanted to. And then he said something very amazing. He said, he told me he didn't have time, but he asked me to do it for him. Like this. So you can see. Amazing. Amazing. And then another time I went to him, to Srila Gurudev, and I said, I have a problem. Srila Rupa Goswami says you can only follow one Brajbasi. And so I have a problem. I have Prabhupada and I have you. What can I do? And he said, we are one. That is no problem. Because actually, what is it? We're following Rupa Goswami, isn't it? Well, I'm inspiring myself, not only to become Prabhupada's, good disciple, actually such, but to become a real Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava. Because this is the topmost glory of Srila Prabhupada. Yes, he spread the Sankirtan mission all over the world. He did. But his topmost glory is, who is he? How is he able to do that? Because he is an intimate associate of Rupa Goswami, who is none other than Rupa Manjari, who is none other than the closest maidservant of Srimati Radhika. And how powerful! We all know how powerful are the Manjaris. What to speak of Srimati Radhika? They keep Krishna out of the Kunj when Srimati Radharani is in Mat. That he has to fall at their feet. He is their property, Bhaktivedanta Thakur says. This is our Srila Prabhupada. He is this. And he was emanating this power, this Braj Prem, not just any ordinary. He was emanating the topmost Braj Prem of the Manjaris and maidservants of Srimati Radhika. And you felt that. When Prabhupada would walk into the temple in Los Angeles to start, first he would go to the deities and pay obeisance, and then we'd have some kirtan, and then he'd start his Harikatha. The whole room transformed into Vrndavan. He brought Vrndavan, he was Vrndavan, and he gave Vrndavan. This is what he wanted for us. And as we heard from, I can't remember which speaker says what, but Prabhupada was always saying, back home, back to Godhead. And what did he give us? He gave us Krishna book, the condensed form of the 10th canto, which is the topmost, evidence, Srimad Bhagavatam, in the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, especially the Vraj Leela. And he gave all the Geets. He gave Venu Geet, Pranaya Geet, Gopi Geet, Jugal Geet, Brahmar Geet, plus Viraha Geet. There's another one that they don't talk about much. You see, he gave this. And I remember, because I was a hippie before I joined, somehow or other, I read Krishna book somewhere along the line before I actually moved into the temple in Los Angeles. And I was astonished. I thought, wow, this is what I've been looking for. As a hippie, but we didn't find it. It was miserable as a hippie. It was horrible. It was awful. They were killing each other. This illicit sex, drugs, meat, everything. It was awful. Awful. And it was all impersonalism besides, cosmic consciousness. Just cosmic consciousness, We're reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead and all this stuff, Hare Krishna. Wasn't really very happy. We thought, oh yes, flower power, free love, we're going to be so happy. We were miserable. We were absolutely miserable. And then Prabhupada, as we've heard, Prabhupada floated in on the Jaladuta, right? And what did he do? He went, stood in Tompkins Square Park, and he just started chanting pure Braj Nam, Hari Nam, coming from Braj, from the lotus feet of Jugal Kishore, Radha and Krishna, Hare Radharani, Krishna Krishna, Rama is Krishna, Hare Krishna. No fancy tune, no fancy instruments, very simple, but it's because he had that power. That power coming from Prem Guru Srimati Radhika and Prem, and from her closest associate, Sri Rupa Manjari. And if you think about it, I heard this Harikatha from Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj when he was explaining Rupa Goswami, which is also who our Srila Prabhupada is. Because actually Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says all the Manjaris are actually as equal to Rupa, but she's special because she's the leader, like this. So Rupa Goswami, he was so close to Mahaprabhu. He was Priya Swarupe. Priya, so near and dear. Why? Because of who he was as Rupa Manjari. So the example that Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj gave was, you're at home, and someone comes to your door and knocks on your door, and you may open the door and talk to him there. Another person may come to the door and they knock on the door and, oh, he's a little, so you let him in, you sit down, you offer him some, Then another friend comes and knocks on the door, oh, come on in, make yourself at home. And they go in the fridge and they lay in your bed, they do everything. And then there's another friend, even more deep, can do all that and can take everything you have and give it away to anyone they want. This was Rupa Manjari. He was so intimate with Mahaprabhu, he could go in his heart, and take all the treasures that Mahaprabhu had, and he had the freedom to distribute them freely, everywhere to whoever he wanted. This is Rupa Goswami. This is our Srila Prabhupada. And isn't it? He took all that was in Rupa Goswami's heart, didn't he? All that came down to all that was in his Guru Maharaj's heart, right? And he just gave them everywhere, was giving. But he gave them appropriately. Sometimes it was covered, it's true. Like the Krishna book. Everything is there, but it's covered. It's covered so that we wouldn't make a mistake. He didn't want us to become sahajas. He didn't want us to take it lightly. So it's a little covered. But we knew, the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, we knew that our goal was to go back home, back to Godhead, and to go to Braja Vrndavan. Now, we weren't exactly clear completely on becoming a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. That was to come through his installment later, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj, who he wanted to give this. Because we weren't ready at that time. At that time we weren't ready. So, but what did he give us? Sri Rupa Goswami's Upadesh Amrita. And what is the essence of all life? You live in Braj, under the direction of a Rasik Vaishnava, and you hear and chant. That's the watering process, so our potential can become a manifest reality. And Prabhupada was giving it. He had the power, because he has praying, he has Braj praying, so he can manifest our Braj praying. If they don't have that, they can't give it. Hanuman can't give that. But Prabhupada could give that. And then what? The very end of Upadeshamrita, Radhakun, Srimati Radhika, like this. He gave it. And in the purport there, he actually mentions the Manjaris. He does. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he mentions. And of course, he gave us Chaitanya Charitamrita, the whole 4th chapter of Adi Leela, isn't it? He gave, and if you read Srila Prabhupada's purports in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and if you look really close in his Srimad Bhagavatam, you also find real jewels there, like this, where he was giving everything, but it was covered. We would read, we didn't get it. Oh, it's time for me to stop. So we're very fortunate. Very, very fortunate to be under this shelter. Because Srila Prabhupada, representing our entire Guru Parampara, representing Rupa Goswami, I feel he's the Shiksha Guru for the entire universe for the rest of Kali Yuga, for all of Kali Yuga. He's giving his shelter to anyone who wants to come and surrender and just accept seva, because surrender is seva. And he gave us Radha and Krishna all over the world. We might not have known what really we were doing, but he gave it. Every temple pretty much had Radha and Krishna. We had no doubt our goal was Radha and Krishna. And then gradually we came to know what that meant. Jai, Vanchakalpajivisha, Kripa Sindhuvisha, Patitanam Pavanebhya, Vaisnavebhya.